I really didn't think that I would talk about this, but here I am. Hello everyone, today is Thursday and I'm really trying to rush to get this video out for tomorrow. I've had a really crazy busy day. I've had to do some I had to do a photo shoot and some video and content shooting today for another project that I have coming out. So I'm trying to get this out so I can make sure that I'm being consistent on doing this YouTube and Instagram video thing once a week. So happy Friday to anyone who's watching right now. But today I want to talk about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. I know it's been a week, it's kind of old now. I really didn't think that I would talk about this, but here I am. So I do not think that marriage is something to laugh at or to take lightly. I've seen several memes. I just don't think any of them are funny. I think that marriage is the ultimate vow that you can pay to a person in front of God, and I just don't think that it's funny to ever joke about it. No matter what happens in someone's marriage, no matter what they decide, it's just not funny to me. When I think about the situation with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, I think that it's deeper than what we see. I feel like Jada has talked about, her mom has talked about her battles with addiction, and she's talked about that publicly, even on Red Table Talk. And I feel like if you really understand addiction, people who struggle with addiction, their children are 8 times likely more likely to struggle with addiction as well. I personally feel like Jada has an addictive personality. This is my opinion. Hear me out. Hear my theory. I feel like if you listen to some of the things that she says, like she talked about wanting to feel good, right? Most people who are addicts, they chase a high. They want to feel something. Not that she never said I wanted to be good. I wanted to be grounded. I wanted to, be sound in things and just be content with life. She wanted to feel something. Feeling is temporary. Feelings change, and generally people who are addicts, they want to feel something. So addiction comes in many ways. Addiction doesn't necessarily have to be a drug in the sense of alcohol or narcotics. It can be money, it could be sex, it could be working, it could be solving problems. Whatever that is, addiction comes in many forms. And I feel like for her addiction was solving problems, making others feel good. I know because it's something that I struggle with myself. I have found myself being so solution driven. It feels so good to be able to propose a solution to someone and it actually works for their life. It brings me lots of joy and happiness. So I know what that feels like. I feel like that is something that Jada experienced with August. Again, my theory, my opinion. I think that she found joy in healing him, helping him to be better, helping him to understand what was going on, helping him to heal mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever was going on with him. She was there to help provide that. And along that journey of his healing, he fell in love with her because at his darkest moment, she was there. And then her high wore off. And when her high wore off, she went back to her constant, and that was Will. And August couldn't handle that. And that became very dangerous. I can only imagine the place that he lived in with himself, by himself, over that period of time. But it happened, right? It happened. You can tell he was hurt because a hit dog will holler. He was hurt because he came out and talked about this publicly in an interview. He could have just said that's something that I don't want to talk about in life, but no, he was hurt, so he came out and said what he had to say. Well, I think that Jada acknowledged his hurt by doing this video, and I thought that was amazing and very admirable. But I think that if you don't really understand the root of you wanting to feel good, because again, I'm going back to words that she said, I want to feel good. If you don't understand that root, you'll be right back there in that same place in a few years. I think the Red Table Talk has provided her with a way of feeling good consistently, because she's constantly helping people solve their problems, or, provide the platform for people to kind of set the record straight for things that happen in their life. But again, if she doesn't sit down with someone outside of herself and really dive into what took her to that place, or what made her feel empty, or what is making her feel empty, then she'll be right back here in a few years. One of the things that also stuck out for me was when she said she was in an entanglement, right? And people laugh and joke about that too. But if you think about a true addict, right? An addict who hasn't admitted that they have a problem yet, they can never call it what it is. Like, if you go up to someone and be like, I think you have a problem with drinking, they're not going to say I'm an alcoholic. They're going to say, well, I may have a few drinks here and there, but it's not that big of a deal. Right? They downplay it. And I feel that's the same thing that she did. Instead of coming out and saying, I have a true problem, I had a real relationship with this man, she had to call it something else, because she couldn't necessarily get to the fact and admit that it was a real thing. That's what addicts do. So, again, all my thoughts, all my theories, but I think that things are deeper than what our normal eye can see. I think as a therapist, as a person who's just like more in tune with emotions and thoughts and all of those things, you may be able to see it too. But let me know what your thoughts are. These are my thoughts. I really enjoyed the interview I did. I saw the hurt in Will's eyes, but I also enjoyed the thoroughness of them speaking and being open, and I think it was just enough. So again, tell me what your thoughts are, just mine.